Tyrod's doing a good job coming in here and being professional, getting a real good grasp for the offense, how things are kind of shaking out, the different reads. For a guy who's played as long as he had, a lot of it just ends up being translation, right? He understands the plays now, just how do we call it, and what are kind of the specifics to this offense from the different offenses he's played in. So he's doing a good job with that. He's got a really good control of the huddle. He's doing a good job leading that offense. Davis is coming in each day again. Like if you think back, right, with our spring, okay, these practices, typically the first time he sees red area is typically in the middle of May. So now he's seeing it for the first time, last week, whatever that was, Saturday. Okay, sees it again today. You can see improvement through a couple touchdowns for us. So again, the big thing with him is just going to be continuing to get better every single day he's on the field, and he's doing that. He's working at it. It's a lot. We put a lot on that position, and they're responding. And then again with Jeff, you can really see his athleticism take over at times. He's got a strong arm, and again, for a guy who's played in the league, just really getting comfortable with our terminology and kind of what we're looking for, when we call certain plays. It's hard to hear you guys here. Yeah, he's a freak. He's really big. He's really strong. And the one thing that kind of comes, the more we get to work with him, you really see how detailed he is, particularly in his individual technique. So the way he prepares, how seriously he takes practice, the way he's out there, it's been really good. It's been really good for those younger guys to be able to see how a man as talented as he is still comes out and works. And you can see him just drenched at the end of the day because, he's taking all those reps and the one-on-one reps. It's really important to him, and he's doing a good job paying attention to the details, not only just his individual technique, but really, again, the scheme and what we're asking for that group.
As Davis goes through the preseason, a rookie might make mistakes, but what are kind of the ways you track him making progress? What are some of the bars you want to see him there throughout the preseason?
Really just coming in and as elementary as it sounds, not making the same mistake twice. For us as coaches, when we can get that from our players, it shows that they're coachable. It shows that they have a good grasp and a good understanding of what we're asking them to do. And at that position in particular, right, you don't see the panic mistakes anymore. Things are starting to slow down, and he's really starting to feel comfortable when he's back there, particularly when he's in the pocket.
Was it strange having Deshaun out there in the role that he was playing?
No, not for us, no. Each year, your team's going to be different. So you got to find ways to really play to your strengths and find ways to cover up your weaknesses. And so, the nuts and bolts of the offense are going to be similar. But again, we're going to put our own touches on it to take advantage of the different players we have in the room now. You look at our wide receiver room, and there's been a dramatic change in that room, and not just the people in there, but the types of bodies, things along those lines. So it wasn't much different than any other offseason, other than the fact that we're looking to take advantage of the people that we have in the building to put them in the best spot to go out there and make plays for us. That was a lot. Go ahead.
What did you like about getting to work with Tyrod during this process?
It's been great. He's again, with his professionalism, he comes in. He wants to be great. He wants to come in and know exactly what's going on. He's got command of the entire offense. And again, just the way he approaches every single day, it's been really good for me. It's been really good for everybody in the room. Go ahead. Yep. You're good. Yeah, but that's part of the job description too. Is you got to be able to go out there and adjust, and we're going to do everything we can to get him prepared and give him as many looks and put him in the best spot. But at the end of the day, we got to come out here and practice and get reps, and that's why it was so good today that coach let us get back in the red area, so we can go back and let those guys get more reps and let Tyrod get the reps in the red area. So that was just that's what we're going to look to continue to do, and for every position, not just the quarterback room, but just continue to improve in the different techniques that we're asking them to go out there and execute on.
From Anthony Miller to this point, and how do you kind of help him get involved and again get him up to speed to make plays for the offense?
Yes, he's a guy who's incredibly competitive. You can see it, some of the different catches he makes. He's got really good play strength. He's got good change of direction. He's got good size for the position that we ask him to play. So RP, Ben, Anthony, they've all been doing a good job coming in here. When the trade happened, I was on the phone with them. We were emailing him formations. We were trying to get him caught up to speed right away. So there's never a wasted minute. He's doing a good job putting in the work to make sure that he's getting himself back up to where we need him to get to trust him to be out there, to go out there and make plays. Yes, sir. Yeah, it allows us to get our 5 best on the field. So, especially at that position, it's really the sum of all 5 parts. So having a person who not only can handle it physically but can handle it mentally allows us again to get the 5 best players on the field and not necessarily just pigeonhole someone into one specific position. The running backs, yeah, a veteran group. They all have a unique skill set, and they've all, bring really good experience, and they all bring good leadership, right? So Philip, comes out here. They all have a huge chip on their shoulder for one reason or another, and they're all phenomenal pros that come in and practice the right way. You can see Mark out there finishing his runs. You see Philip exploding with the ball in his hands. David's making plays for us, okay, and then obviously Rex has been good for us, when he's been practicing. So they all come from different backgrounds, and they all bring a wealth of experience, and they're good football players. So they're doing a great job. Danny's been working with them again, teaching them to the ins and outs of the offense. They've all picked it up, rather seamlessly. Yeah, we'll see him in a couple weeks.
You've worked a long time with Deshaun. How strange is this? He's not out there today for the last couple days, but how it's been handled. He's not taking all the snaps.
Yeah, for us, we're worried about the guys that are out there practicing. So, we're out there, and Tyrod's taking the snaps, and we got, JD, we have Davis, so they're doing a good job for us, and that's really all that we can control, and all we can focus on is making sure that we're getting those 3 players, ready to go. Absolutely, he's been a great asset for us in the room. With some of the stuff that we do, some of the stuff, how he sees it, how he sees the intent of the plays. It's been great. He's been very helpful for those players. And again, we're doing a good job keeping them engaged and going through some different stuff with them. So he's been good for those players. Good. Thank you, guys. No problem.
Andre's a consummate professional, super detailed in everything he does, working hard just like everybody, in a new scheme, under a new coaching staff, and trying to assemble each piece daily. So he's been great, and just as a unit, everybody as a return unit, their focus right now is just daily fundamentals and improvement.
How much confidence does it give you knowing you got a snapper who's never had a bad snapper?
Who's counting? Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's a blessing, and he's working every day to improve. So, guy that's been in the league for as long as he has and improving is and working to improve is all you can ask for. Say that again, please. Yep, same for Kaimi. He had a great year last year. But, again, mindset is every day you come in, you're going to prove yourself. Every kick you come in to work, and you're just going to, take that one and then the next one and then the next one and just move forward on a daily basis. It's been that way since the start of camp, and really happy with where he's at and his work ethic.
You had a good punter in Brian Anger. Now you got Johnston. Talk about what you expect from Johnston.
Yeah, every player on the team. It doesn't matter whether it's the punter, whether it's the kicker, whether it's the guy in kickoff or punt coverage. The expectations are high as far as, playing within the scheme, playing within your body, and just maximizing your talents. And then whatever we ask you to do, you do it to the best of your abilities. And I think Cameron's been doing that so far.
So many
Yeah, so Tavier, playing against him, it's he's proven over the last few years of his career, the impact that he can have. But the same story goes with everybody that walks in here on a daily basis. It's what can I prove today to be able to improve and then make that impact play, make that constant and the consistency across all of the phases that he would be a part of. So so far so good. Yes.
Just gotten back there helping you with you if they're talking about stuff as far as guy this way, this more free agents, anything like that.
Special teams coaches, no, that's what we do. Is we're touching every single player on the team, from the left guard on the field goal unit to the left guard on the punt team. So we evaluate everything, and yeah, absolutely, blessing in my life that started, and that was a foundational piece for how to work through, looking at talent, so things like that.
You mentioned all the different people. Is it more important than more emphasis on your team, on your group, to make plays? There's so many different faces on offense and defense.
Yep, that's the nature of the NFL. Every year there's going to be new pieces, new coaches, new schemes, new things. It's our job to work to put those together as quickly as possible, but also at the same time do the basics right, do the little things right, and that our fundamentals. That's where it's going to start. We're going to play with detail in everything we do, and the rest should take care of itself, fitting that puzzle together.
What excites you about your group that you've been working with for the past year?
Yeah, it seems like it's a hungry group to learn. The best teams you've been around, they're learning first, and they want to learn more and want to improve every day. So, if you just have that much, you're going to have a fighter's chance.
What is a new situation with the smoke snapper after adding another one, or just like to get John some breaks having a lot of snaps with the guys a lot of snaps?
Sure. It's a great question. Competition everywhere. Competition for me. Okay, every single player on the team is competition, and that's just the mindset and the mentality. That could be for a rookie to a guy who's been in the league for 10 years. That could be for two of the same age veterans that are both new signings. It doesn't matter. Competition everywhere, and you got to bring it every day, and that's what we're about here.
Who are some of the running backs that might stand out on that?
Yeah, everybody's improving. If we're going to ask a starting running back to play in a phase, if we're going to ask a running back that is a special teams emphasis player, they're all going to compete and improve whatever that is for the team. Just like Coach Kelly says, it's all about the team. We're going to do that. Whatever we're asking each player to do, we expect them to do it at their best of their ability, and full pedal down on the gas there. Sure.
What value does Rex Burkhead provide in that sense? Let's kind of give him his history.
Sure, Rex comes from similar coaching tree, and I would just say, having experience in that scheme has been really good for him, picking up where he left off and adding in the new stuff here, and he's been very experienced in the details. Impressive. You guys good? Good to meet everybody. Okay. See you again.
We've had a chance to, have a couple of practices right now. Early on in an off season, you don't get a chance to do an awful lot. But for us now, I can kind of talk a little bit about some of our players and really kind of know where we see them fitting into our defense. Very pleased with the installation. We've had a chance to put in different situations right now. The guys have been coachable. You want competition as much as anything in training camp to get a chance to see exactly who the players are. It does. Starts up front, and we have some guys, quite a few guys that we want to see that we think can contribute. The linebackers have been awesome, and the secondary is all kind of coming together a little bit, if you can say that after a week of practice. It's pretty important. We have a basic philosophy on how we want to play football. Yeah, we want to stop the run, we want to be sound and all those things, but they determine the winner by how many points you score, and that's one of our goals defensively, is to score as often as possible, just like on offense. And if we can't score, it's about taking the ball away. It's not a good defensive game unless you've done more than just make a tackle. So takeaways are important, and if you've been in practice, you've seen guys buying into that. Again, it's always good to get in pads, but can't wait to see where it goes from here. Take your question.
How do you work with, and we talk about how turnovers are an emphasis. This team last year didn't have a lot of them. What do you do during practice to
Well, first off, I think it's the mindset. You said turnovers, right? See, offense talks about turnovers. They turn it over. We as a defense, you can't wait for the offense to turn the ball over. You have to take it away. So on defense, first off, just that the philosophy that it's a takeaway. You have to take the ball away on the defensive side. And then you got to practice it. Simple as that. I mean, an offensive person, when you have a completion, say, okay, it's a good catch. But for us, if they catch it, it's a chance to take the ball away. So it goes with that mindset, and then you just have to keep practicing it like you practice tackling, like receivers practice catching the ball, all of those things.
What is it like on the defensive side of the ball for you, being a legend, icon, and trusted brother all over the world?
Let me have that question again.
What's it like being an icon, a legend, and a trusted veteran all rolled into one when it comes to defensive in the NFL defensively? How's that?
I'll just say, first off, it's, I'm sure you had a chance to talk a little bit with the offensive guys a little bit. You start playing football early on, just defense in general. I mean, that seemed like that's what football is about. Had a chance to be around it for quite a long time, and seen a lot of good defenses. Nick and David have done a great job of bringing in a lot of new guys too that are really hungry. And as a defensive coach, you just kind of want guys to take coach and buy into what we're doing. We're getting on the same page. It's been documented how bad we were last year defensively. But to have a chance to do something about that and bring our Texans back is pretty important to us right now.
What are the challenges to turning that around?
Well, challenges, you just start from it all. Did we play the run well that's a lot of discipline with that. We've talked about takeaways quite a bit, but the good thing about it is you get to start over. And it's new blood. None of us, things that happened last year, as a team, that wasn't us. We get a chance to start it over again, and we've seen signs of improvement.
Any guys stand out for you so far?
I'm sorry?
One or two guys stand out?
Yeah, and I hate to talk, we've been in, second day of pads. I'll just say this. Haven't been displeased with anyone. I feel better about the guys that I see eventually making plays. And, you can point to some of the guys, the Justin Reeds, Bradley Roby has made some. We like some of the depth. Eric Murray back in the secondary have stood out. Linebackers, this is a linebacker-friendly system. And Zach Cunningham is an excellent football player. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Getting Christian Kirksey here, to have our quarterback on the defensive side has been big. And then up front, we're going to play multiple guys. We don't just play the starting four. We have great competition there, and you see them making plays throughout. All the positions are important, but our three technique, it starts with him. He's the closest guy pretty much to the center that can really make plays. Malik Collins can play that. Ross can also. So I feel like we have at least a couple guys, and D. Walker's gotten back there too. So we have a little bit of depth there. But back to your question on Malik, he can rush the passer. He's an athlete, which we're looking for. He's been in the system quite a while. Pleased with what he's done so far. I'm sorry? We see good competition. Amenahu, I've been asked about him a few times. We have a couple of guys that have position flexibility. He's one of them. You've seen him lining up for us as a three technique in more passing situations. First, second down, six technique. So we have a few guys with position flexibility that will help on game day. We'll let them go. You say Roy Lopez? He's flashed. You know, John, he's flashed is what he's done. But he will be playing the nose guard position for us. But he's a nose guard with a little bit of, 3 technique, athletic ability, because he has a little bit of wiggle to him also. Strong, compact, has done some good things. You need to be bringing young players up through the system, like what he's done so far.
Everyone we talk to pretty much on every level of the defense has talked about being able to use their instincts and being able to think less on this defense.
I hope that's the case.
How do you coach that, and what's the value in that from your standpoint?
Well, our defense is based on that, first off. We're not going to have a million blitzes and things like that. We want to be able to put guys in position. First off, get good talent, put them in position, let them use those instincts to make plays. Eyes on the ball, but we'll have a multiple package. I was asked a little while ago about, the Tampa 2. Where our defense is not a Tampa 2 deep. We're going to play a little bit of cover 2, yeah, but it's so much more. And just as they talk about instincts, it's about eyes on the ball, seeing it. That's where the takeaways come, and we'll be doing quite a bit of that.
Lovey, after being everywhere, doing so many things, what is it like for you to be back in your home state, coaching, working here, being part of the Texans?
I think everybody can, when you say back home, we can all kind of identify with that a little bit. That part has been great. Everywhere I've been gone a long period of time, but I was never that far away from Texas. And, last time I had a chance to really be on the football team was at Big Sandy High School, which was before most of you were even born, probably, I'm going to say. But it's good to be back and to have a chance to coach our professional team, the Texans. That's pretty special. Thank you. See you later.
Big Sandy.